This is Higher Maths Straight Line Video 1. What you need to remember from National 5 straight lines. Okay, first of all let's go through what we should remember, then we'll do a couple of examples. So, to find the equation of a straight line we use this formula y minus b equals mx minus a. Now that's where m, which is the gradient, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, where x1, y1 and x2, y2 are 2 points on the line. And AB is any point on the line. This may be rearranged into the form y equals mx plus c. Remember, m is the gradient. C is where it crosses the y-axis. That means it would go through 0, c. Or ax plus by plus c equals 0. That second form is more useful if we're doing things like simultaneous equations. Now, it doesn't matter which of those two forms you leave it in if they're just asking you for a straight line, but you must rearrange it. You mustn't leave it as y minus b equals m x minus a, or they will take a mark off. So just remember that. We're going to have a look at two special cases now with the straight line. That is vertical lines and horizontal lines. These two you really need to remember because they do crop up in higher questions. Now, a vertical line has equation x equals a number. For example, x equals 3. As you can see across here, it goes through 3 and it's vertical. 3 on the x-axis. That's because all its x-coordinates on that line would be 3. You also need to remember that the gradient of this one is undefined. So you basically need to remember that when we come to looking at perpendicular lines later on. So be careful with that one. The other one is the horizontal line, which has equation y equals a number. Okay, for example, y equals 2, which I've shown you there, y equals 2. All the y coordinates are the same. Again, that one will have gradient of 0. Now, any other line you could write as y equals mx plus c, and remember, c is where it crosses the y-axis, and m is the gradient, which you can remember is up divided by across. Okay, let's go and do a couple of examples now. Let's look at an example. Calculate the equation of a straight line between minus 4, 6 and minus 2, 2. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work out the gradient of this line. Okay, if you remember that m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and if we're looking at this, that's x1, that's y1, that's x2, that's y2. So, 2 minus 6 over minus 2. Now it's minus a minus, yeah, which we should remember is a plus. So if we're looking at it, the top line would give us minus 4. The bottom line will give us, well, minus 2 plus 4 is plus 2. So it would give us 2, which if we worked it out, gives us minus 2 as the gradient. Be careful with your negatives when you're doing this. The next thing we're going to use is we're going to use y minus b equals m x minus a. We're going to use this one because we know it's got a gradient of that. Its gradient's not undefined or 0, so it's not one of our special cases. So we look at this. We can use either point for a and b. The numbers are slightly smaller here, so I'm going to use that one as A, that one as B. But I could equally well have used this one. So in this one, we've got y minus 2 equals the gradient, which is minus 2, x minus a, and a is minus 2. Remember, minus minus 2 is plus 2. So you've got y minus 2 equals minus 2 x plus 2. Multiply through your bracket, you've got y minus 2 equals, if we multiply through here, minus 2x minus 4. Okay, I want to get rid of that, so I'm going to move it to the other side. So we're really adding 2 onto each side. So we've got y equals minus 2x minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2. So that would be the equation of our line. I could, if I'd wanted to, take everything across to this side. So another perfectly valid way of writing this line would be 2x plus y plus 2 equals 0. That would be fine as well. The only thing I shouldn't do is leave it in this form here, because at higher, every time you leave it in that form there, rather than neatening it up to either this or this, it's going to cost you a mark. If you feel you need more practice at this, you can go on to www.national5maths.co.uk, and if you look at the by topic worksheets, the straight lines one would be a good one to have a go at. However, I will point out this is National 5 level, not higher level.